Hello, all of you. People who are live, can you hear me? Khadija is here. What about others? People who are live, can you hear me? Khadija is here. What about others? Hi, Malcolm and Khadija. I can see both of you live. I'm just waiting for the people to join in. As soon as everyone is here, we'll start with the session soon. Okay? Hi, Malcolm and Khadija. So just give me 1 or 2 minutes more. When everyone is here, we'll start with the session. It's going to be an important session for all of you with respect to taking mock test and the approach of solving the previous year CAT questions also. All right, so I can see Akash and Hitendra has also joined in. So people who are waiting for other colleagues to join, who are studying in the same division or same class, you can intimate them that we are beginning with the session. So it's going to be an important session for all of you. So I'm waiting for the people to join in soon. The agenda is simple. I'll tell you what we will be covering. In the initial first half, we'll see the CAT mock taking strategy with respect to quantitative aptitude section, which is math. And second, how can you channelize the next 2 months with respect to ensuring that you get minimum 90 percentile in the mock test which you're giving by the end of July. And then possibly I have planned a couple of important previous year questions also for you. Okay, so people who are live, my only request to all of you is start with a book and pen because there are a lot of many questions that we'll be solving together. Okay, so Vikesh, Vaibhav, Deepak, Raj, Akash, everyone. Shall we begin with the session now? Shall we begin with the session? If you have any preset expectation with respect to any important pointer which I would want to cover in this session, please put it into the comment box. I can go through it and then I'll give you the solution for all the queries which you have. With respect to the same agenda, we are discussing about CAT mock strategy and the previous year question. So Vaibhav, Akash, everyone, what I'm telling you is, if you have any preset expectation, if you're facing any difficulty with respect to solving questions or taking up a mock test, you can put it into the comment box. I will go through it, and then I'm gonna tell you all the solutions for your questions in today's session. Also, I see Sarah has also joined in. Perfect. If that is the case, let's quickly start with the session now. Okay, so Pranesh's question is basically the approach towards the question. So that's my second half of the presentation which I've made. Shehzad, everyone. Uh, so my only objective is the climax has to be clear with respect to how much marks, what level of accuracy will give you what percentile in the quantitative aptitude section. And second, it's going to be an initial stretch. All of you have just begun with the session or your live course just 2 or 3 weeks back, or possibly a month or so back. So it's going to be really difficult for you to understand what is the right approach for taking the mock test or the sectional level test of the quantitative aptitude section. I will discuss all these things, which is the approach for the mock test, and then the climax, which is the key thing which you have to keep in your mind with respect to what marks do I have to fetch in the given section of math so that I get the desired percentile. Okay. Now, what marks do you would have to get? Is a factor of one important thing, which is nothing but your percentile. Now, percentile is going to be dependent on the kind of colleges that you guys are expecting. Okay. In my previous webinars, I've told you you can divide all the possible top 30 colleges in various brands or bands with respect to level 1, level 2, level 3. So you keep your primary goal and secondary goals way much more intact with respect to, are you looking forward for admission only in the top three colleges of India, which is ABC, or the next LKSI, which is Lucknow, Kozhikode, Shillong, or Indore, or let's say the bottom new and the baby IIMs. Okay. Now, among ABC, we can also include colleges of SPGN and FMS here, including MDI, including LKSI. You can include the mid-level colleges of NITI, IITs, and others. And yes, the new and the baby IIMs will be on par with Nursimuji Symbiosis, XIMB, and others. So everything is going to be a factor. I repeat, everything will be a factor of where do you want to see yourself. Which colleges are you expecting via the CAT or the other non-CAT examination? Okay, so that's going to be the important parameter. Khadija, your question is how do you understand which question will take how much time? That's the factor of choosing a question. Should I pick up the question or not to pick up the question? Okay, let's quickly begin with the session. So let's start with the climax. My climax is how much marks will give you how much percentile in the CAT examination. Now, people who are expecting IIM A, B, and C, if you are expecting more marks from verbal, or 99 plus percentile will be a very safe bandwidth, which you can expect to get a call from IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta. To get 99 percentile, you would have to get in the range of 63 to 65 marks on the level of around 85% of the accuracy. Okay. Now, technically, here, the number of questions which you would have to attempt, I repeat, the number of questions which you would have to attempt in the CAT 2020 examination will be in the range of around 25 to 27 questions. Now, people who are generally expecting scores in the range of 95 to 98 percentile would have to get somewhere in the range of 40 to 45 marks here in the CAT 2020 examination. To get this, your attempt, I'm not talking about the right questions, your attempt should be in the range of around 17 to 20 questions. You would have to maintain a decent accuracy of around 80% to get 95 to 98 percentile band. Next, the lowest percentile on which the IIMs will give you a call is around 890 percentile. To get 90 percentile, now to get 90 percentile, your score has to be around 30 marks, 30 positive marks with around 75 to 80% accuracy. 14 good attempts will also suffice for you to get 30 marks in the CAT 2020 examination. Okay, so IIM Nagpur, among all the IIMs, the lowest percentile cutoff, if you will screen, is basically for IIM Nagpur. Okay, so IIM Nagpur will give you a call for all those who have got 85 percentile plus in the CAT examination. No doubt, they will also look into the academics and the experience if in case you guys have. Okay, in this case, 85 percentile will be nothing around 23 to 25 marks, right? So even if you're getting 11 questions, even if you're marking 11 questions, that is my attempt. And if you have around 75% accuracy, then still, let's say if you're able to solve around 9 questions right, still you will be in the same zone of 23 to 25 marks, which will give you 85 percentile in the CAT examination. Okay, so this should be a climax which you need to keep. It's going to be difficult if I expect all of you to get this much marks in the next upcoming mock which you guys are taking. But believe me, it's a gradual process. It's a course of next 7 months which you haven't had. June, July, August, September, October, November. Okay, 6 months which you haven't had. Your dedicated effort for next 6 months, whichever level you are up to, whichever level you are up to. If you're on the level of only and only getting say around 8 questions right in the upcoming mock test or the previous mock test which you have solved, there's nothing wrong. You guys are on the right track. The only thing which you have to do now is a gradual increment of a score of 23 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 45, and 45 to 65. That's going to happen in the next 6 months. It's going to be difficult if I expect this in the course of next 1 month only, next 1 month or 2 months of a time. So I give you 6 months in your hand, which is available with you. Every month your milestones, your goals have to be so crystal clear that whatever mocks you have done enough and thorough analysis of it so that you are clear with one thing which is called as SWOT analysis. Your strength, and your weak areas with respect to quant, logic, and verbal should be clear. Take a step down, which is go granular. Now, on this level, discuss on the level of your performance with respect to arithmetic, algebra, geometry, modern math, or number system. These are five important elements which you have got in the CAT examination. Now, is your arithmetic strong enough, or is it algebra, is it number system, geometry, or modern math? Whatsoever it may be, that picture has to be crystal clear. And my scope of improvement, I repeat, my scope of improvement should also be clear. That from mock 1, where I got around 25 marks in the quant section, if I want to improve to mock 2, if I'm seeing a jump of around 5 marks more, a jump of 85 to 90 percentile in the given section of CAT, which is your quantitative aptitude, I'm looking for 5 marks more. This 5 marks more is going to come from which element? Is it the approach towards solving the question, or is it picking up the right set by choosing round one and round two questions, or is it something more on the theory part which you have to learn, or solving more application based questions, or solving the previous CAT questions of the given topic, whatsoever it may be? These are five, six important elements which you have to look into before deciding what needs to be done in the upcoming before the upcoming mock. So it's not advisable that you take the full length mock. It's not advisable to take the full length mock with that much of a frequency. If you've taken the mock test one, let's say mock one, by then, before you take the next full length mock, I want you to take three sectional mock, which is of quant, logic, and verbal. In this, you have 7 days or 10 days of your time, or even 15 days for people who are starting now. You've got 10 days to 15 days of your time. All what I want you do your SWOT analysis and come up with your own plan of action. Discuss with the mentors. Okay, this is what I'm planning for the next 10 days. My strength area in the previous mock I found this. My weak area is something which I want to explore more. I would take 10 days of a time. What content should I touch upon? Should I focus way much more on theory? Or is it the previous year question? Or is it the sectional test? You'll discuss, you will get a solution. And that is something which you have to implement for the course of next 8-10 days before you take the full length mock. It's going to be a gradual process, but the only thing which I want from all of you is by 31st of July, whichever stage you are on, I want you to come to a stage of at least 90 percentile, get at least 10 questions right in the CAT mock which you're giving as far as quant is concerned. Is this clear to all of you? If this is clear to all of you, I'm going to take the second agenda for my session, which is about the question which Khadija has asked me. How do you understand which question to choose? The previous question, which is being asked by Pranesh, what should be the ideal approach of solving these questions? Not to worry, that's what I have in the second slide for all of you. Okay, now when you understand, so before I take a mock test, let's say if I'm starting with a mock test, it's not a paper to experiment, it's a paper to implement. Your sectional test, you can experiment, but your full length test, you cannot experiment. That's the paper of implementation. Before deciding or before starting with the mock test, my only and only objective is what am I looking up to after completion of this mock test? Is it the improvement of the overall score? Is it the improvement in the accuracy? Or is it a time management? Whatsoever is the objective you have to play with respect to the objectives which has been set. If my objective in the mock test is to improve the accuracy and the raw score both. So I want to improve the raw score as well as on the accuracy front. I have decided in the upcoming mock test, I want a score of 30 in quant section. I want a score of 30 in the quant section. This 30 marks can be broken down into 10 questions. 10 marks, 3 marks of each question can also give you 30, right? It may happen one or two questions may be wrong. So my objective before giving a mock test in the upcoming mock test is to solve only 12 questions. For others, people who are blindly following the herd mentality that there are 34 questions and there are 60 minutes, you would have to see, you are comparing with a set of people who see 34 questions have to be solved in 60 minutes. But friends, for you, it is only 12 questions in 60 minutes. If you're solving 12 questions in 60 minutes, you have got 5 minutes per question. If you're solving only 10 questions in 60 minutes, you have got 6 minutes per question. Okay. For others, who have got less than 2 minutes per question. You have more than twice or thrice the given time what others have. Now the objective is what Khadija is asking. How do you understand which are these 10 questions which I should pick up? Which are these questions? Which are these 10 questions which I should pick up? Let me divide this into a strategy which is called as round one and round two. Let me divide this into a strategy which is called as round one and round two. Okay. All what I need to do is here, before you start picking up the question, before you start picking up a question, or before you start taking the question, you have to first scan the entire question. Let's say scan the entire section of CAT in the first 10 minutes. So what I'm advising, and that's an objective request which I'm keeping to all of you. You have got 60 minutes, 10 minutes you have to keep it only for the paper. It's okay to leave or to forget the 10 minutes which you have got. Believe in one thing that you have got only 50 minutes. Believe in one thing that you have got only 50 minutes with you. Now the question is what needs to be done in the first 10 minutes. Now your first 10 minutes will decide the strategy, what you will do in another 50 minutes of each section. And believe me, the next 50 minutes will be dependent on whatever you have thought of doing in the first 10 minutes. So the first thing which you would have to do is invest 10 minutes. Many of you will think that okay, I'm going to invest my 10 minutes. So my am I wasting my 10 minutes in the entire paper of CAT? Is it the case? No, you are investing behind this. As said, the strategy for the entire quant or any of the section will be set in the first 10 minutes. What I am going to tell you now is before you take up the questions, sit with a blank paper. Sit with a blank paper. Mark numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go on. Keep on marking the numbers from 1 to 34. Do not do anything. Don't even think of anything. Before your timer starts, sit with a blank paper and write numbers 1 to 34. Okay. My objective in the given mock which I'm taking is to cross 90 percentile in the CAT quant section, for which I have understood that left me find out the 12 most easy questions. I have to do only 12 questions. So a paper of your CAT, any section, is a mixture of easy, medium, and difficult question. Easy, medium, and difficult question. And that's a managerial aptitude. You have a resource time which is 1 hour. In that 1 hour of your time, you have to scan the easy, medium, and difficult level question, understand what you can do with the best of your caliber, and pick up those questions and invest 1 hour of your time only behind these questions. The topper will not be able to solve all the 34 questions. The topper would be able to solve around 25 to 28 questions, which means technically even he has an appetite of leaving 6 to 8 questions in the CAT uh, paper. Now the question is, do you want to be the first person? Do you want to be the rank one holder for the CAT 2020 examination, or do you want to be the last person who go to the best college of A, B, and C? What my objective is in the initial go, you be okay with the last person who go to IM. You be okay with the last person to go to IM because you are sitting on the same bench where the topper is also sitting. There's no discrimination whether you get rank 1 or you get rank 2500. Nothing to worry about. Okay. So I have to pick up the easy and the medium level questions. I repeat, I have to pick up the easy and the medium level questions. You scan all the 34 questions. Let's say I saw question number 1. Do not touch your pen and paper to solve this question. My only objective is to scan. Okay, I understand the first question is from a topic of arithmetic, which is from time speed distance. Now, in the next 6 months, this is with respect to the strategy of D-Day actual cards. So whatever you have studied till now will give you a gut feeling whether the first question of time speed distance is it worth investing time in the given question, looking at the length of question, looking at the complexity of the question, looking at the option of the question. I repeat, the length of question, complexity of the question, and the options of the question. Take 10 to 15 seconds and decide whether you want to do this question, yes or no. If yes, mark a tick and mark round 1. If the level of difficulty is easy, mark round 1. Question number 2, if you have carried forward it. Now, question number 2 belongs to a topic, let's say, of PNC, which if you have not done, if you're not comfortable, just mark a cross mark. You will not even look at this question. You will not even look at this question. Question number 3 belongs to a chapter of average, which looks easy. Let me mark round 1. Next comes round question number 4, which is of number system, and this is slightly difficult, so let me mark it as round 2. All what I want, the first 34 question should be segregated in round 1, round 2, and a cross mark. Round 1, round 2, and a cross mark. I want round 1 and round 2 should have around 12 questions. Round 1 and round 2 should have 12 questions. Looking at the length, looking at the complexity, looking at the options, and looking at the concepts that you have dealt with in the previous sessions that you have gone so far, you would have to invest time in these 12 questions only and not the entire 34 question. Not the entire 34 question. Now, if you have understood the first 12 questions, any of these 12 questions which you want to invest time, you have understood, okay, I have understood that these are the 12 easy and moderate questions which I want to invest time in. Now you have got 12 minutes and you've got 50 minutes. In the next 50 minutes, you have to solve only 12 questions. Now, believe me, these are the 12 questions which you yourself have picked up. You yourself have picked up. It cannot go wrong. Looking at the concept, looking at the length, looking at the complexity, you yourself have picked up the question. The worst thing that can happen is 10 were right and 2 were wrong. 10 were right and 2 were wrong. If you do not want to solve other 12 questions, it's okay to solve 10 questions. It's okay to solve only 8 questions, 7 questions, 6 questions, or 9 questions, whatsoever may be. But yes, there are two things which you have to look into. One is your overall score, raw score, and second is your accuracy. It's okay to solve only 10 questions and all of them are right than to solve 12 questions, one is wrong and 11 is right. Okay, the choice is yours. The given time have to be managed optimally so that you get the maximum accuracy and the highest raw score. That's what the objective would be. Any of the mock tests, be it a sectional test or be it a full length mock, you would have to implement this strategy, which is called as round 1 and round 2. This strategy will implement till the end of July. Whatever sectional test and full length test you will be giving, all of you, whichever state you are on, I want you to follow the strategy till the month of July end. August onwards will change the plan of action for all of you. But yes, till July, everything will be on round 1 and round 2 questions. So it's okay to leave the question. So leaving a question is as important as picking up the right side in the CAT examination. I repeat, picking up a right question is as important as leaving up the wrong the difficult level question. And that objective will be clear only and only if your round 1 and round 2 question sets are very clear. Jina says, shall we practice all the questions in a given day? No, you can pick up only a given topic which you want to solve. I'm always fond of a book which is called as Face to Face CAT. I have told to all the other students also to buy this subscription. The mobile application and the full length, the physical book is also available. So whichever reference book you are following, if you have MBAP books, so you have got LOD1 and LOD2, which is practice test 1 and practice test 2. Then go on to the mock portal. On the mock portal, you have got practice test 1, practice test 2, and practice test 3, which will have 30 questions and 30 minutes, 25 questions in 30 minutes, and 20 questions in 30 minutes. Okay. Once you have solved all the MBAP book questions and the mock questions, which has been given on the topic level, go on to this book, which is called as Face to Face CAT. This has segregated questions of previous year CAT bundled questions. So if you are solving a simple level question of average, you have solved MBAP questions, the mock questions, and then go to the F2F, which is Face to Face CAT, and solve all the 40-50 questions which are given in the book of the previous year questions. Okay. And then you would go to the sectional level test and then to the full length test. That's a due course of action which you have to follow. MBAP book, mock questions, which are topic level questions, face to face CAT, then sectional test, and then the full length test. Of course, Akhil, yes, it's not the case you would have to pick up questions which are only covered in the live sessions. If you're comfortable with any new question which you're seeing for the first time, pick up that. So in my second half, I have taken a lot of CAT questions for all of you. There are a lot of CAT questions. All of them are previous year questions, and we'll solve them live with all of you. Okay? Not to worry. Arun Sharma is also decent. So till the month of July, I want you to focus only and only on LOD2, LOD1 and LOD2 for the Arun Sharma of CAT. Okay? There are a couple of things which are as a thumb rule which you have to keep. The difficulty level of CAT question depends on the number of easy questions in each section. Okay. Second, the more the number of questions you are able to solve in round one, the easier CAT is. So if see, so if the number of questions are easy, the cutoff will go up. The cutoff will go up. The cutoff of the paper will also go up. Okay, it is not the case that you have to focus only on one thumb rule, that I have to solve only 10 questions in the actual CAT. No, we are discussing with respect to your mock test. What needs to be done in the actual on the actual D-Day is the thing that we'll discuss in the month of August, September, October, November. We have a lot of time. As of now, the only objective is to cross the level of 10 questions, 12 questions, 15 questions, and 20 questions. Okay, this is going to happen in the due course of a time in the next 2-3 months. Okay, the easier the CAT is, the higher will be the cutoff of the examination. The tougher the CAT is, the better for you if you have prepared better than the other students in the next 6 months. I repeat, if the paper is difficult or moderate, it's going to be in your favor because you have seen all the level of difficulty. Your next 6 months will be having an objective of solving difficult level questions, easy level questions, and moderate level questions in the actual mock CAT or previous year questions, or let's say your mock test which you will be giving. Okay, so get flavors. What I want is get flavors of solving all the difficult level of questions, difficult level 1, 2, and 3 with respect to your mock test. Your overall strategy will keep on changing. I repeat, your overall strategy will keep on changing with respect to difficult level mock test, easy level mock test, and moderate level mock test. It's okay to get exposure. It's okay to get exposure till the month of July end or August. September, October, November, we have a lot of time to improve. But yes, do not skip mock test or section level test. Keep on giving it. Shall we start with the questions which I've picked up for all of you? There are a lot of CAT questions which I have planned for all of you. Shall we start with the questions? Sabat, everyone, just say yes or no. Or if you want me to cover up something more, I can do that. Please keep your book and pen also ready because there are a lot of questions which we will be doing. After every question, if you're able to solve the question, please hit the like button. I will keep on getting the intimation that people are with me and they are able to solve these questions. If you're not able to understand any of the question, please put it into the comment box. I will redo it for all of you. Let's take the first question which I have planned for all of you. This is CAT 2008 question. The question which you can see here, this is CAT 2008 question which you have got. And yes, the objective is simple. We'll discuss about the approach which Khadija and everyone is asking. What should be the ideal approach for solving these questions? Okay, believe me one thing, this is not a math paper, this is a quant paper. The difference between math and quant, math is a process-oriented question. You have mathematical equation, formula, and theorem, and using those due course of action, you would have to solve the question. If you have logical flavor, or if you can bring logical flavor in your preparation, you can solve the question very easily with respect to any of the question of CAT. The only thumb rule which I want you to practice is read the options along with the question. Read the questions along with the option. If you're not able to identify the right option, eliminate the wrong options which you can see on the screen or on the mock test. Let's take the first question. The first question says x is the square root of 4 plus under root 4 minus root 4 plus root 4 minus root 4 plus root 4. This goes to infinite. This goes to infinite. And the question is find the sum of x. The question is find the sum of x. I'll be very happy if you guys can solve faster than me. It's going to be giving me an immense pleasure, and I'll be getting time to solve more number of questions also. In the given course that we have the time limitation, I will discuss the easy approaches or the best approach to solve these questions. By taking the numerical approaches, I will not teach you math. I repeat, I'm not a math teacher. My only objective is how do you clear CAT paper. Whether you know maths or you do not know math, whether you love math or you hate math, I don't care about this. My only objective is what are the easy approaches of solving this question. Okay. Okay, before taking this question, tell me how many of you know the value of root of 4? How many of you know the value of root of 4? Value of root of 4 is how much? 2. The value of root of 4 is how much? 2, right? If I ask you, find the value of root of 9, all of you will say the value of root of 9 is 3. But if I ask you, find the value of root of 6, if I ask you find the value of root of 6, you will say root of 6 is between 2 and 3. It's going to be 2 point something. All of you may say, if you know the value of root of 6, I'll be very happy. People who are live, tell me the value of root of 6. If you do not know, just say no, 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 no. If you do not know, just say no, 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 no. If you do not know. So my only objective first is to teach you estimation and approximation. If you know, you can solve this question very easily also. How many of you know the value of root of 6? Exact value of root of 6. Now, but if I ask you to find the value of root of 6, you will say the value of root of 6 will be between root of 4 and root of 9. Root of 4 and root of 9. Okay. Now listen to me this approach. Listen to me. The approach which I'm telling you here. Root of 4 is 2. So the value of root of 6, the value of root of 6 is 2 plus something. Is 2 plus something. The value of 2 plus something, what is going to come after decimal is, take the difference of 4 and 6. The difference of 4 and 6 is 2. Put it into the numerator. Take the value of difference of 4 and 9. The difference of 4 and 9 is 5. The difference of 4 and 5 is 9 is 5. So my answer is 2 plus 2 by 5. The closest answer will be 2.4. The closest answer will be 2.4. Is this clear? If I ask you, find the value of root of 7. So this is between root of 4 and root of 9. It's 2 plus 2 and 4 and 7 will give you 3. 4 and 9 will give you 5. So 2 plus 3 upon 5, which is 2 upon 6, will be the closest answer to get the value of root of 7. To get the value of root of 7. I hope all of you got this. If I ask you, find the value of root of 11. Root of 11 is going to be between root of 9 and root of 16. So it is 3 plus, difference of 9 and 11 is 2. 9 and 16 is 7. What is 2 upon 7? 1 upon 7 is 0.14. So double of that will be 2.28. 0.28 is thoda zyada. The value will be 3.3, which you may consider, which is the closest value of root of 11. I hope all of you got this, how to solve this question. Okay. If I give you any random value. Okay. Let's start solving this question. Let's start solving this question. Imagine the question is only till here. Imagine if the question is only and only till here. There's no further value which you can see here. The answer will be x is square root of 4. So the square root of 2 is 4 is 2. But the next sign is 2. The next sign is 2, which means the answer is more than 2. Which means the answer is more than 2. Imagine if I put a break here. Imagine if I put a break here. Imagine if I put a break in the next subsequent value. If I put a break in the next subsequent value, the question becomes x is equal to root of 4 plus root of 4 minus go something. Solve the first under root, which is 4. Root of 4 will give you 2. 2 plus 4 will give you 6, and the question will look like 6 minus something. The question will look like 6 minus something. If it is 6 minus something, which means the final answer will be less than root of 6. The final answer will be less than root of 6, right? Because the next sign is negative. So the answer will always be between 2 and root of 6. The answer will always be between 2 and root of 6. If the question had it been till here, the answer will be 2 plus, which means the answer is more than 2. If the sign gets closed here, which is root of 4 plus root of 4 minus, which means the answer will be root of 6 minus something. Root of 6, the answer I just told you, root of 6 is between root of 4 and root of 9. This is 2 plus 2 divided by 5, which is 2.4. So the answer is always in the range of 2 and 2.4. I hope all of you got this. The answer for the given question is always in the range of 2 and 2.4. Now the only objective is check which of the following option will give you the answer. Do you think the answer is going to be 3? Now 3 is above the value. 3 is above the value. I want the answer in the range of 2 and 2.4. It's out. Next is root of 13. Root of 13 will be between root of 9 and root of 16. It is 3 plus the difference of 9 and 13. The difference of 9 and 13 is how much? 4. Difference of 9 and 16 is 7. So it is 3 plus 4 upon 7. 3 plus 4 upon 7. Still, this value is more than 3. I want the answer to be in the range of 2 and 2.4. Will you mark this answer? You will not even mark this answer. Okay, let's find out the value of root of 13. 3 plus 4 by 7. Half of 7 will be 3.5. So the value will be slightly more than 3.5. You can mark 3.6 as the closest answer. So root of 13 is 3.6. So the first question's option number 3 says it's 3.6 minus 1 divided by 2. And option number 4 says it is 3.6 plus 1 divided by 2. If I take 3.6 minus 1, it becomes 2.6 by 2, which is 1.3. This is not fitting into the range. If I look at the last value, 3.6 plus 1 becomes 4.6 by 2, which is 2.3, which is fitting into the given range. So my answer for the given question is option number 4. So the answer for the given question is answer number 4. The whole objective of solving the question is to understand how do you find the roots of value. How do you take the roots of value which is not a perfect square? Okay. How did you find the value of root of 13? Root of 13 is between root of 9 and root of 16. It is 3 plus. Take the difference of 9 and 13, which is 4. Take the difference of 9 and 16, which is 7, divided by 7. So the answer is 3 plus 4 by 7. All of you got this? Just say yes or no. If you have understood this, please click on the like button. If you have not understood, I can redo it for all of you. So how did I solve this question? First I saw this is root of 4 plus. Next is root of 4 plus root of 4 minus. I solved only till here. I can even go ahead, but there's no point of going ahead if you have understood how to solve this question very quickly. Akash, Vaibhav, Sarat. Perfect. So the only objective is you can break the question into multiple sub-question. I repeat, you can break the question into multiple sub-question and start solving using by small subsection. Do not solve the entire question. It's going to be difficult if you want to use approximation. Break the question and then solve the question. Break the question and then solve the question. This is going to be a 2010 question of CAT. A CAT 2010 question. Let's solve this question together. It says the value of a1 is 1. The value of an plus 1 is 2an plus 5, where n is 1, 2, 3, 4, n number of values. And you have to find the value of a100. You have to find the value of a100, which is one of these 5 options which you can see here. Which you can see here. Okay. How do you solve this question? It says the value of a1 I already have. The value of a1 I already have. The value of an plus 1, which is a2, is nothing but 2a1 plus 5. So what is the value of a2? 2 times 1 plus 5, which is 7. What is the value of a3? 2a2 plus 5, which is 2 into 7 plus 5, which is 19. I hope all of you are with me. And by doing this gradual process, all of you can solve a1, a2, a3, a4, a5 until a100. But will you solve this question gradually till finding out values which is from a2, a3, a4? This is practically impossible to solve this question. Okay, I gave you a thumb rule for solving this question. What did I told you? You have to read the question along with the options. You have to read the question along with the option. These are nothing but pattern-based question. These are nothing but pattern-based question. There would be some correlation between the value a100 and the values which you can see here. All what I can see here, the value, if I put the first option, this is 5 into 2 raised to 99 minus 6. So 5, 2 and 6. 5, 2 and 6 is consistently across all the options. The value which is in sync with the value of a100 is the value 99. What does 100 has to do with 99? You will say the value is 1 less. So the exponent, if you ask me what is the hidden gem or what is the hidden key thing which you have to find out is the value of the exponent of the option. The value of the exponent of the option is ideally 1 less than the value which has been asked to you in the question. If a100 has to do with something with a99, a50 would have to do something with 49, a5 has to do something with 4, a2 has to do something with 1, a1 has to do something with a0. Are all of you with me? Now, if you do not know how to solve this question, you can solve the question by only knowing the first value, which is A1. If you have to generalize, if all of you have to generalize, how do you solve this question? By changing the pattern. If A100 has to do something with 99, A1 has to do something with A0. If I have to change the pattern, the first option will look like 5 into 2 raised to 0 minus 6. The second will become 5 into 2 raised to 0 plus 6. Third will become 6 into 2 raised to 0 plus 5. Fourth will become 6 into 2 raised to 0 minus 5. Fifth will become 6 into 2 raised to 0 minus 6. All what you have to do is now check the value of A1 is something which you know, which is 1. Check which value gives you 1. 5 into anything raised to 0 is 1. So 5 minus 6 is minus 1. Next is 11. Next is also 11. Next is 6 minus 5, 11. Next is 0. Where do you get 1? You get 1 in the fourth option. Where do you get 1? You get 1 in the fourth option. The only thing which you have to do is understand the value of A1 has to do something with the pattern of exponent 0. This same pattern will do the same objective, which is A100 has to do something with 99. So the answer for A100 has to come with the fourth value, which means this was a template based question. I repeat, this was a template based question. I repeat, this was a template based question. The value of exponent is kept on changing by looking at the value which they have asked you to find. Okay, these are pattern based questions. The only thing that you would have to do is look into the option very carefully, and then only you would be able to solve the question. If you want to find the value of A2, A3, still you can find it. The value of A2 has to do something with the exponent of 1. So this will become 6 into 2 raised to 1 minus 5. 6 into 2 is 12, minus 5 is 6 into 2 is 12, minus 5 is 7. Check whether you get 7 by putting the value of 2an plus 5. So 2 into 1 plus 5. If I generalize this into this form, the answer will be 7. Here also you're getting all the values will get from the same template, which is option number 4. All what you have to do is, you cannot generally find a value of A100. You cannot do it. It's impossible to do it. You would have to find a correlation between the question and the option. And what is the objective of finding the correlation? Is just to see the pattern. All of you understood this? Just say yes or no. All of you got this answer? If yes, please click the like button. If not, then put it in the comment box. I can redo it for all of you. All of you got this? Let's take the next question. This is CAT 2008 question. Let me take you something which is okay. Okay, let's take this question. This is again CAT 2008 question. Okay, there was a pattern which they used to give. So if you see the last term of the question, has to do something with the options. This has to do something with the option and the year in which it has come. This is a CAT 2008 question. So all the questions and all the options are close to 2008. So 2007, 8, 9, you can see into the options which has been given to you. The question says, so this is the root of values. Which you have to find. The question says 1 plus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 plus 1 upon 2 square plus 1 upon 3 square goes on. The sequence goes on, and this will go on till 1 plus 1 upon 2007 square plus 1 upon 2008 square. And the question is, you have to find a sum. You have to find a sum of all these given terms, right from 1 till 2008. The only thumb rule which I can again tell you is, read the options along with the question together. If you read it well, you will understand there's a correlation and there's a pattern. The questions are ending in 2008 and the options are close to 2008. So I can generalize, I can make a general term for the given question. Why this has happened? Because this was a 2008 question. If the same question comes in the year 2020, the question will end on 1 plus 1 upon 2019 square plus 1 upon 2020 square. And the options will look like this: 2020 minus 1 upon 2020. Likewise. Likewise. Understand one thing: if the question can end in 2008 or 2020, the question can also end in 2, 3, 4. Likewise. Okay. The pattern is simple. The question has been taken from this pattern. The question has been taken from this pattern, and the options have been formulated. It may have happened. It may have happened that the question could have been taken. The question could have been taken from the very first pattern, which is only and only the first thing, which is 1 plus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square. If 2 is my last digit, see, the question is ending in 2008 and this is my last number. So ideally, if I have to generalize the numbers or the options which has been given to you, it is nothing but my last number, last minus 1 by last. This is my first option. 2007 becomes my second last number, so my second option becomes second last minus 1 upon second last. My third option becomes second last minus 1 upon last. My fourth option becomes last minus 1 upon second last, and my fifth option becomes last minus 1 upon last plus 1, because 2009 will be one more. If I can solve this question by using the first question, 1 plus 1 by 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square. Answer me one thing: to solve this question, which is 1, to solve this question, 1 plus 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 2 square, do you require any theorem or mathematical concept? You do not require anything, it is simply 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus 1 upon 4. The LCM will be 4. If you solve this, the value will become 9 upon 4. 9 upon 4 root will become 3 upon 2, and the answer will become 1.5. So the answer for the first expression or the first term is 1.5. If the whole options have to be turned around by looking at the value 2, the first option will look like 2 minus 1 upon 2. If 2 is my last number, my second last number would be 1. So my second option will become 1 minus 1 upon 1. The third option will become 1 minus 1 upon 2. I'm just changing as per the terms. My fourth option will become last is 2 minus 1 upon 1. And fourth will become last is 2. It's 2 minus 1 upon 3. That's how it will become. Now, the only objective which I want you to focus on is check which option gives you a value of 1.5 or 3 by 2. If you look at this option, the first option is 1.5, second is 0, next is 1 by 2. This will not come and this will not come. So my first option is my answer, which is 2008 minus 1 upon 2008. Yes, Raj, Amrita, Nikhil, all of you have given me the perfect right answer. These are all template based. Your pattern based question. I repeat, these are all template based and your pattern based question. These are easy to go, provided you understand the key pattern and how do you concise the questions. Okay, what understanding do I get when I used to solve these questions back in the year 2013, when I wrote my CAT examination, when I used to solve these questions? My learning said, which I can give it to you is, length of the question will not decide the complexity of the question. Length of the question will not decide the complexity of the question, provided your observation skills are sharp enough. Deepak, so if I have to tell you, the link was the last value 2008, and the options are all the values are close to 2008, because the last term has been 1 plus 2007 square plus 1 upon 2008 square. But if this is the last term, this can also be the last term, provided the question was only till here. Imagine the question is only till here, which is 1 plus 1 upon 1 square plus 1 upon 2 square. I can solve this question. The value will be 9 upon 4, which is 3 by 2, which is 1.5. But yes, here the last term is 2. So I'm turning around. I'm doing a turnaround with respect to options. So looking at the question, I'm changing the options for all of you. The first option will look like last minus 1 by last. Second option will look like second last minus 1 by second last. Third will look like second last minus 1 upon last. Fourth will look like last minus 1 upon second last. And fifth will look like last minus 1 upon last plus 1. Deepak, did you get this? So the only thing which I'm changing now is, instead of 2008, I'm putting the value 2. So the first option will give you 2 minus 1 by 2. If you do 2 minus 1 by 2, this will give you 1.5. this is the same answer which you were expecting, which comes with option number 1. Is this clear to all of you? If you have understood this, please click the like button. If not, please put it into the comment box. I can redo it for all of you again. Is this understood to all of you? Others, please say yes or no. Okay, next is a question which is from successive division. Now, believe me one thing, number system is going to be one of the most important questions which will come in the CAT preparation. You spend months and months into it, you will not see the end to it. There are so many patterns into it. So you first have to understand the conventional approaches. I'm here to guide you and tell you about the smartest and the quickest way to solve these questions. But yes, for that, you have to make your hand dirty with respect to solving these questions manually, which means solve by using formulas, theorems, and then use these applications which will be taught to you. The question says, this is a successive division question. The question says, after a division of a number successively by 3, 4, and 7, if you keep on dividing a number by 3, 4, and 7, the remainder which is being obtained by 2 is by the given number is 2, 1, and 4. The question is, find the remainder when the same number has been divided by 16. Find the remainder which is being divided by 16. It says when you divide a number by 3, the answer is 2. So it means the number is in this form, 3k plus 2. Then you again change the notation in this form and this form. So there would be a conventional approach which I want you to learn on your own. If you ask me how do you solve this question quickly, these are my divisors. You divide a number by 3, you get a remainder of 2. You divide by 4, again divide by 4, you get 1. You again divide by 7, you get 4. The question is, what do you get the remainder when you divide the same number by 16? So the only thing which I want you to keep on writing the divisors and the remainder. 3, 4, 7. Below this, write 2, 1, and 4. Below this, keep on writing 2, 1, and 4. This is the line of remainder. This is the line of divisor. Okay. All what you have to do is, if you want to solve this question quickly, take the last remainder, multiply with the previous divisor. 4 into 4 is 16. Add the next remainder. 16 plus 1 will become 17. Multiply with the next divisor. 17 into 3 is 51. Add the next remainder. So 51 plus 3 is 2 is 53. Which means the number which you're expecting is 53. The actual number is either 53 or 53k. 53 into 1, 53 into 3, 52 into 4, and number of numbers. So the number which I was expecting to have this pattern is 53. Well, how did I solve this question? Take the last remainder, multiply with the previous divisor. 4 4s are 16. Add the next remainder, which is 1, will become 17. Multiply with the previous divisor. 17 3s are 51, plus 2, 53. So the number is 53. Now divide 53 by the number what they're expecting. So if I divide 53 by 16, 16 3s is 48. The remainder is 5. So yes, the answer is 5, which has been given to you as option number 1. And Amrita, perfectly fine. Yes, you have given me the right answer. The answer is option number 1, which is 5. The only objective is this is not a cross multiplication, but either you can call this as a zigzag approach or diagonal approach. Either you can term this as a zigzag approach or diagonal method. Keep on diagonally multiplying the value, add the next remainder. Keep on multiplying with the next divisor, add the next remainder. You will keep on getting the answers quickly. All of you got this? All of you got this? So there are a lot of patterns. So division of value. So you can say division of values. Division of value is one concept, and there are a lot of sub-concepts which are there. One of them we've just found out, which is successive division, and second is constant. Let's say, and there are a lot of values which you can see here. A lot of subtypes. Let's see the second type of value. A is a set of positive integers. The question says A is a set of positive integers which when divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is not successive division. A is a set of values which when divided by numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gives you remainder 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the question is, how many integers are there which is into the range of 0 to 100? How many integers are there into the range of 0 to 100? Which means 0 से 100 के बीच में ऐसी कितनी values हैं जो ये pattern follow करेंगी? Okay. Now this is the second type. This is the second type of division question. This is my divisor and this is my remainder. If you look at the pattern is the difference between divisor and remainder is constant. The difference between divisor and remainder is constant. 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 2 is 1, 4 minus 3 is 1, 5 minus 4 is 1, 6 minus 5 is 1. I hope all of you can see this. I hope all of you can see this. Had it been the question, find a value which has been, find a value which has been perfectly divisible by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Find a value which has been perfectly divisible by 2, 3, 5, and 6. All what you would have done is finding the LCM, of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the LCM of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The answer is how much? The answer is 60. The LCM is 60. So if in case, so let me tell you this thumb rule. If in case the difference of divisor and remainder is constant, if in case you find the difference of divisor and remainder is constant, all what you have to do is take the LCM of all the divisor. The LCM of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you got it as 60, and remove the difference which you got as 1. Remove the difference which you got as 1. The answer is 59K, which means all the values which are in the form of 59K will give you the answer. So 59 into 1 will give you the answer. 59 into 2 will give you the answer. 59 into 3 will give you the answer. You can practically check this. So if you divide 59 by 2, the remainder is 1. If you divide 59 by 3, how much would be the remainder? 57 is perfectly divisible, so 2 would be the remainder. If you divide 59 by 4, you will get the remainder 3. If you divide 59 by 5, you will get the remainder 4. That's the pattern. That is the pattern that we are expecting. Clear? So the answer for the given question is all the values which are in the form of 59K will give you the answer. But the question range that you can see here is between 0 and 100. Between 0 and 100, there's only one 59K value which can come, which is 59 into 1. The second value will be 59 into 2, but that is out of the range because we are looking at the value which is between 0 and 100. So how many integers can come into the range? The answer would be only 1. The answer will be only 1, which is 59 into 2. There are other values which are also there. But yes, depending on the question, the answer may change. The question is, how many integers are coming into the range of 0 to 100? The answer is only 59 is coming up. So depending on the pattern, depending on the type of question, the approach will keep on changing. But you will always have to find the easy approaches for solving this question. So for telling you the approach, I'm here to tell you and guide you all the possible approaches. But observation is a skill. Finding the difference of divisor and the remainder which is constant was a skill which should come from your side. Amrita, Sarat, Khadija, everyone. This is a skill which is you look into the question so peculiarly that you get to know, okay, this is some constant which I can find out. Your previous question was something else. Your previous question was successive division. Successive question, there's a separate way to solve this question. Find if the difference of divisor and remainder is constant, there would be a different way to solve this question. I hope all of you have understood this. Are not a difficult approach to solve this question. So let me not bombard you all the possible things in a given day. Whatever learnings you are getting here, keep a note of this keep on solving these kind of questions on the given due course which you have got. I know many of you will be having a live class which has been scheduled for 9 o'clock. So people who have, all of you, majorly I believe all of you have a live class now, which is at 9 o'clock. So I'll take a leave. You can keep this session with you. You can download the video from YouTube also, or you can revisit the entire session once again and manually look into it. There are a lot of other questions which I'm planning for you in the upcoming sessions. These are all previous year CAT questions, and believe me, these will be the easy approaches by which you will be able to solve these questions quickly. You may take time initially, but with a due course, you will take gradually lesser time to solve. My only objective is keep the first slide as a benchmark figure. I want all of you to come to a level of 90 percentile by the end of July. End 2 months you have got, which means practically only 10 questions have to be right. In the upcoming mock test, take the given approaches which has been taught to you, round one, round two, and cross. Focus on easy and moderate level question. Scan the questions. Take 10 minutes of your time. Implement this in the next upcoming sectional test which you guys are taking, and then the final implementation will be in the actual mock test which you will be given. I want all of you to share the results also with me on the given number 97696 17665. As soon as you have given the mock test, share the results with me and share the learnings. I can give you some more guidance with respect to what needs to be done better in the upcoming mock test which you guys are planning. Cool then. So I'll take a leave. You all will be having a live session now. I will see you in tomorrow's live session also. So 8 to 9, you have to keep this session free for you so that we are here to guide you with respect to how do you solve these questions faster. Perfect then. So I'll take a leave now. Thank you so very much for being with me, and I wish you all the best for the CAT preparation also. Thank you.